Disney under fire, again, for another one of their stances, which is a training class they're doing now based on equity, of course. Leading investor activist from the Free Enterprise Project exposing Disney, saying they're forcing their employees to take race-based training, all to favor up to China. Whoa. This as Disney employees' trainings include topics on, you guessed it, critical race theory, as they continue to say America and our system here still has systemic racism. My next guest is a fellow, the National Center for Public Policy Research and director of the National Center Free Enterprise Project, Scott SHEPARD. That's the nonprofit group that pretty much in layman's terms gets woke corporations to wake up and not be so woke, if that makes any sense, guys. Recently, he wrote an article entitled Equity-Based Discrimination at a Retailer Near You, right? It's happening every day. That's why we have a segment now called This Week in Woke America, because there's so much crap every week and nonsense. Scott goes on to say in this article, corporate America embraced equity at an all-time high beginning in the summer of 2020. He says the panic of the lockdown, and the summer riots explain why they were so quick to jump to equity. And now some companies are slowly realizing they moved too fast. No kidding. And they need to be held accountable. Joining us now to discuss this further, Scott SHEPARD. Scott, I didn't know about your group until yesterday when somebody filled me in on what you've been doing, what you've done. One that really spoke out to me was you guys were the ones that got the Disney execs, I think it's Disney, correct me if I'm wrong, that of course owns ABC, to get the folks over at The View to force big old loudmouth Joy Behar to apologize for Christians when she made that asinine comment about Mike Pence several years back. And so thank you for that one. Not that I'm a massive fan of Pence anymore, but I'm a fan of Christianity, and I remember what Joy said. So yeah, one of your folks over there, when she was discussing having you on the program, said, hey, Scott's group's the one that did that, and they do so much more. They're watching these woke corporations and calling them on their BS. Do I have that kind of right on what you guys are doing? I'm trying to keep it in the simplest terms.
That's entirely what we're up to. And, we got The View to say something sensible once in its, 10, 20, 300-year history of nonsense.
Of nonsense, so, 99% of the time.
Yeah, it's entire nonsense always. And of course, it's getting worse. Whoopi Goldberg, who stole a Jewish last name, came out recently, as we know, and declared that the war, Hitler's war against the Jews, wasn't racially inspired. Right. It wasn't racist.
How you doing on that one? You getting them to? I mean, I know she apologized. Was that you guys working behind the scenes, or that was just enough public outcry that they pushed?
No, I think that the public's become aware enough of what these lunatics are up to that everybody knew that was a tragedy and a travesty. But as you can see, lots of companies are still continuing. We've got Disney telling its white employees that they're inherently racist and they inherently feel white supremacy and that racism is evil, and therefore that white people are all and inherently and immutably evil in ways that no other races can be. And they say that's anti-racism. That's fixing a systemic racism problem. Obviously, it's just driving one deeper.
Right.
We've got
so being racist against white people is the way to fix systemic racism. Did I get that right?
That's right. Yep.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, folks, but this is so absurd because this is what companies are actually doing. Right, Scott? It's no laughing matter, but I almost have to laugh at it because it's inconceivable to me it's actually happening.
Well, and it's worse in a lot of companies where they're explicitly discriminating against white people and men and straight people in hiring and promotion. That's intensely illegal.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
Because if you did it the other way, the company would be strung up, right? If you were like, hey, they didn't hire black people. Hey, they didn't hire LGBT people because they're gay or lesbian or because they're black. They would be finished. But we can not hire a white person or a person who speaks out and says, oh, I don't know, let me throw something out. Leah Thomas and Richard Levine are both men. Oh, no.
No, that's exactly right. And you imagine these employee trainings where they started talking about the evils inherent in blackness, the whole company would just spontaneously explode. The processions and the outrage, the lawsuits would be immediate. And yet these same companies can't figure out that you have to treat whiteness the same way. And it's just as illegal to call all of us racist as to call any other
So how do you guys go about this, Scott, when you're busting these woke corporations and you're writing these articles and exposing what they're doing? Are you pulling like a Project Veritas? Do you guys reach out to employees to get the handbooks, the employee handbooks and manuals so you know what they're pushing in these closed door trainings where they're telling everybody white they're racist? How are you exposing all this stuff?
We do see a lot of that. And for your viewers, if you all are subjected to this sort of thing at work, let us know at the National Center, and we'll make every effort to back you up. And we've got allies who are public interest law firms if you want to take these companies to court, because there's money in their lawsuits, and these companies are going to be made to pay quite a lot before this is all over.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if I worked somewhere, let's say I'm a 20-year Disney employee, you put me in some classroom and tell a 47-year-old who gave 20-some years of his or her life to a company, you're racist and you better apologize for it right now because of your whiteness, I'd be looking around going, what in the hell is going on? I'm going to sue your butt. And I don't like lawsuits, but let's be real. That's what the left and a lot of liberals always jump to immediately, right? Is sue, sue, sue. Right. We might as well jump on the bandwagon.
Well, we have to adopt the tactics of the left in order to beat the left. If we continue just being quiet and playing nice and getting beat, the country's going to be lost.
Great point. Scott, I want folks to reach out to the National Center for Public Policy Research and what you guys are doing at the Free Enterprise Project. How do they get a hold of you at Free Enterprise? Is there a website?
We're nationalcenter.org or freeenterpriseproject.org, and we're always excited to hear from anybody who wants to get involved with us.
Keep exposing it. Disney, there's such hypocrites over there at Disney. I mean, and most all these woke corporations, the money they take from China, and then they want to act all woke in this country when what the atrocities that the CCP are committing, you're hypocrites. I don't want to hear it from any of these big corporations. Keep up the great work, Scott.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Appreciate you.